We've probably all heard at least one story of a mouse that seemingly came out of nowhere, scurried across the room, up a wall, and disappeared into the ceiling with a half-eaten piece of pizza. We might even have seen these little acrobats for ourselves, but how smart are mice really? There are about 2,000 species of mice alive today, which means there's quite a range of intelligence out there. And when it comes to figuring out exactly how smart they are, we have to keep in mind that intelligence isn't just one thing. You can be book smart or street smart, emotionally intelligent or so. For animals, intelligence often comes down to adaptability. How quickly do they learn new things? Can they apply those learnings to different situations? And how creatively do they solve problems? To get at how smart mice are, scientists have turned to some of the classic animal intelligence tests, like mazes. In a maze, a mouse is usually trying to find a tasty bit of cheese or some other reward. At first, the mouse might just wander around randomly, but over time, it learns the route to the cheese. If the mouse encounters an obstacle in its path, it has to figure out how to go around it or over it. This is what we call spatial learning, and mice are pretty good at it. One study from 2019 found that domestic mice could learn to navigate a tea maze with a hidden reward in as little as 3 days, which isn't bad at all, considering they're not exactly known for their size. Their brains are about 1/100th the size of ours. That same year, another study found that mice could learn to navigate a water maze fairly quickly. Basically, this maze takes place in a pool where the mouse has to find an escape platform. Once again, mice were able to learn the route to their reward. And if a maze doesn't do it for you, maybe the double yada will. A double yada is basically 2 mazes stacked on top of each other. The idea is that the upper level acts as a distraction, sort of like a mouse version of Where's Waldo. In a 2023 paper, researchers taught mice how to navigate a double Y maze and found that they took a similar amount of time to learn it, regardless of whether they started on the easier lower level or the harder upper level. This suggests that mice don't just act on instinct or previous experience, but rather use the knowledge they gain to inform their future actions. It's a sign of what we call cognitive flexibility. Even better, mice seem to grasp object permanence, the idea that objects continue to exist even when you can't see them. In one experiment, researchers hid a toy mouse under a cup. Then they put the real mouse in the same cage, but in a different location. Then they repeated this whole setup with the toy mouse in a different spot and the real mouse in yet another spot. After a while, the real mouse started acting like the toy mouse didn't exist, like it was too busy doing real mouse stuff. This suggests that mice understand that objects exist independently of their own actions. Kind of like how we understand that a ball still exists when we take our eyes off it. Of course! Mice aren't going to ace every time. There are some things they just aren't very good at, like understanding that humans sometimes pose a threat and other times we don't. Like we might have to work hard to avoid becoming prey to a mouse-eating snake, but we can also be friends with mice or keep them as pets. They haven't figured out that we're complicated, so they tend to treat us as though we're all the same. And because of that, they may not be as wary of us as they should be, which is how mice end up in the wild, chasing after a tasty morsel of pizza dropped by a careless human. Overall, mice are pretty smart, especially given their brain size. But as researchers learn more about the intelligence of other animals, they also learn that intelligence comes in many forms. So maybe instead of asking how smart are mice, we should ask what are mice good at, because they might surprise us. So next time you see a mouse scuttling away with your pizza, remember that it's not just lucky enough to find food, it earned it. Thanks for watching this episode, which was brought to you with the help of our patrons. Like the mice, our patrons come in all shapes and sizes, but they're all pretty smart for supporting us. If you'd like to be one of those smart mice, you can check out our support page